Hello everyone. After a number of tests, I think I have found a sweet spot for turning this camera landscape. How cool is that? I was getting really annoyed by the fact, here's some button numbers here for a second. Let's check it on here. Let's see. Okay. Well. Anyways, I was having trouble. I was a little annoyed by the fact. First off, hello. How are you? I was a little annoyed by the fact that I was in that portrait mode. It was constantly cutting off my head. So I wanted to find a way to turn the camera landscape, and I could turn it landscape. I brought this little board in, believe it or not, that's like a... Sorry, this thing's not properly reacting over here. Let's see. Come here. I found this board. Not a board exactly. It's actually it's actually one of those little decorative statement boards that says, I think, something about coffee. It's turned backwards, so I can't read it right now. Anyway, it's probably about 13 or 14 inches tall. And I tried it on its side, but it covered the entire console. So I couldn't read, or I couldn't reach the buttons for speed and incline. So that was a little annoying. Anyways, now as I'm talking with you, I realize that where it's covering is the excuse me. Man, this is going well. It's covering the it's covering the digits for the readout. So excuse me. No concept of time. Yeah, so I'm going to move this a little bit over this way. Let's see, can I read the numbers there? So I'll move that some. Now can I move this some? Looks like it's good. Now I can read the concept of the time digits over here. So anyways, I'm gonna have to find something that will perfect this. This is working to some degree, but I have no concept of time. So, because if I move it one way, I lose the access to the buttons. If I move it another way, it eliminates the time display. That's working well. So I'm gonna have to find some other way of doing it. But anyways, if you can do that, then let me know. There's someone knocking on the window over here, strangely enough, of our apartment complex. So I'm not gonna answer that door. I don't know who the hell they are. So anyway, that's the midget digit. But anyways, this is kind of the thing. It's a weird thing, guys. People are weird. This is kind of a weird episode. I'm just walking, but that's okay. That's all this is really about, is cardio. So My talking is just ignorant, but never just open the door because people are knocking on the glass, letting you tell you to let them in. If they don't have a fob, that's really their problem. I have no idea who the hell they are. Someone who wants to let you, when you're in a secured building like this, and someone's telling you to let them in through the outside doors, no. No. That don't work. Not a good idea. I have no idea who they are. You got other stuff going on. Safety is an issue. I'm gonna move you guys slightly here. Put you back in place there. No, I'm moving myself too fast. Oh boy. Let's see. Just find a sweet spot here. That looks like a sweet spot right there. All right, so where were we? Oh, just talking about yesterday was my birthday. Everything didn't go quite as planned for gatherings, but that's okay. It was weird. I stepped outside the door of my apartment yesterday, and all of a sudden started sneezing and having sneezing issues. And it was really annoying. And that was weird. So, anyway, but I don't know, that was so weird. I've never had that. It's 3:30 in the morning here on a Saturday, and someone's knocking on the glass outside the door here to the gym. The exterior door, not the interior door, but the exterior door. And we all have fobs to access these doors for security purposes, and they're just knocking on the glass, which is why I'm a dick and not letting them, because I have no idea who the hell they are, and I'm not about to risk my safety or the safety of anyone else in this building when, if you're actually a resident of the building, you should have a fob. And this would be the last place you should come around to get yourself in. And I don't mean to be a jerk. I've gotten locked out of the building before too. But it's a safety issue, you know. I hate to be a jerk, but once again, as soon as you let someone through those doors right there, it allows them access to the entire building. And I have no idea what's going on. I mean, it could be someone who simply got locked out of their apartment. But if they got locked out of their apartment, how did they get locked out of the building? They would have had to walk out of one of these doors over here outside to get locked out of the building. Why wouldn't they call their apartment to let them back in? Did they walk out without a key? Whatever else. Are they someone who's, you know, been kicked out because of behavior? Who have of someone else's apartment, told to leave, and now they're trying to get back in? I mean, there's just so many aspects to it that I don't know the answer to. And I'm going to play it safe instead of sorry. Because there are a number of homeless people in this area as well. And this is not a resting zone for homeless people, despite sometimes people believing that. You pay to live in a secure building for a reason, and I'm going to appreciate a secure building. I certainly hope it wasn't someone in danger, but I have a feeling if they were in danger, they would have been, you know, doing something to acknowledge that this person was just trying to get me to let them in. And that's not going to happen randomly. And if they want to come through that back door over there and tell me I'm a big jerk, that's fine. I can live with that. Not knowing who they are, what they're all about. Is not really something I'm going to mess with right now. I got plenty of other things to do, and that's not one of them. I'm rambling on a lot today, but that was just so peculiar. I've never had that this entire time I've lived here and come down and done videos or anything ever here. So that was weird. Sorry, I can't get past that. That's just so peculiar, especially since it's 3:30 in the morning. That's why I'm not taking any risks on opening the door. Makes you feel like a jerk sometimes, but question your ability to trust people. But I look at it like this: making decisions like this is kind of an interesting point of conversation. See, this is how things like this happen. You have random occurrences, and that motivates conversations of some kind. So, when do you know if you're being overly cautious or underly cautious? These aren't actual words, but overly, underly, less cautious, whatever you want to say. So, let's take this example right now. Someone's knocking on the glass of a secured building that I live in. It's you, it's 3 a.m. Number one question: does it make a difference whether it's male or female? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. Here's another one for you. An even more challenging question. Does it matter what their ethnicity is? Interesting. Do we trust men over women, women over men, white over black, black over white, Hispanic over black or white, Indian over black and white? Fascinating probe into your psychology. So that's the first thing. Now let's just say you don't have any fear whatsoever of any of those things. You don't consider any of those elements. What if you cannot see who's out there? In my situation, I have a significant enough sight impairment that unless I really got up to that window and got my face super close and was, really getting them to get super close to the glass because there's lights outside, they would almost have a halo over them and it would be hard for me to see anything about them. So I wouldn't know if they were, disheveled, if they looked like they were drunk, if they looked like they were angry. And this is anyone, irregardless of anything. The only thing I'd probably be able to tell is, gender by their voice if they spoke to me. But they didn't say anything through the glass. They said nothing. They just kept knocking on the glass. So if you're in a situation where you cannot tell detail, what would you do? Other than potentially voice, what would you do? Would you take a risk and say, well, someone needs my help. I'm going to open the door. They need to get in. Who's trying to get in at 3:30 in the morning? Is it someone who got locked out? Is it someone who's not supposed to be here? And if they were supposed to be here, they would have a fob. I've gotten locked out in the garage here before, so I can see both perspectives of it. However, why did you go out the front door of the building without your fob? Because that's a dramatically different thing. And if you went out your front door of the building, that means you had to have left your apartment unlocked, because we normally keep our fobs on our keychains, right? You wouldn't want this little round circle just floating around in your pocket while you're doing stuff. So it's a difficult situation, I think. I feel like in that situation, for me, I have to err on the side of caution. I can't see what's going on with the person. They're angry. If they're covered in blood, you know, I have a feeling if they were that bad off, or if they were really super angry, they would be still at that window. I have a feeling if they were super in danger, they would still be at that window, unless whoever was pursuing them caught up to them, because I didn't give them the chance to get inside. However, I don't know that, and I can't make an assumption for that, for my safety. And once I let someone in that door, I become responsible for whoever else is in this building who may be at risk. There's men, there's women, there's children who live here, and they're put at risk because as soon as you get through one door, you can access the rest of the building. And I don't know what they're carrying, or if they're carrying a weapon. If they have a gun, I suppose they could have shot me through the glass. If they have a knife, as soon as I open the door, I'm, open to that. Anyone else is open to that. It's a very, very difficult situation. And you have to think about safety. I'm talking to you guys as though you're kids in a weird way, but I'm not. Because this is the same process I go through in my mind when it comes to stuff like that. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want anyone to get hurt. But I also feel it's kind of like driving a car in a weird way, right? If you get in a car, the moment you get in a car, you have a responsibility to be careful so that everyone else around you is not in danger because of your actions behind the wheel, right? When you drink and you know you can't handle your liquor, if it makes you, aggressive or whatever else, you do a lot of drugs, it makes you lose inhibitions to the point where you'll take excessive risks with yourself and other people. All kinds of things can happen. So you do have to consider other people as far as, letting them in, something happening to me. Well, if something happened to me, by the time it's over, it wouldn't matter. If I couldn't defend myself, which I would fight back, believe me, for however long I had to, depending on who it was, it would, no matter what happened to me, it would be over eventually, right? So let's say they were strong enough and capable enough to take me out, knock me out, whatever it is. After that, I'm done. My part in it is over, and I'm just, laying there in whatever situation. But if they wanted to do something to me, then chances are they probably wanted to do something to other people too. Wasn't simply a one situation event. So anyway, I try not to take risks that I know could impact other people negatively as well. Let's see what time we're dealing with here. Let's see. It is, we got plenty of time. Still doing good on time. So there's a lot of things to go into making these decisions.